a scoop. But he scooped it straight into the hands of Noah Milan. And this has been an absolutely sensational set from Wahab Riaz. On one night, the 10 off the reel didn't go so well. Tonight, Wahab is doing exactly what he's being paid for.
Well, I'm taking it, Bugs. It's 1-all. It's 1-all in the 2 games. We've had this discussion. Again, this is what he's good at. The end of the innings, trying to sweep him. Somebody who can ball up to 90 miles an hour. David Milan, the simple cash for David. You'd take that, wouldn't you?
No, absolutely. And look, in the circumstances this evening where he's bowled at batters who are all new to the crease, yeah, why wouldn't you? And he seems to have got into tail a little bit as well.
Another player goes to the crease with no name on his shirt. Another replacement, Luke Fletcher. He's a seasoned performer, isn't he? Enjoys his cricket. Strong lad, big lad. Yeah, I'm not so sure he's going to be facing Riaz, bowling at 90 miles an hour. Don't I had that thought earlier in the break. We were talking to Rob Key. Half on, please.
Enjoy the 100 a different way and meet the virtual players on the Sky Sports app. Whether you're in the park,
Fetch that!
Oh, what a grab!
in the office having a daydream,
Brilliant delivery.
doing the shopping,
So
or relaxing at home, looking for a butler,
right into the seats.
we want to inspire a new generation.
They're in the zone.
As the 100 is for everyone. Visit the Sky Sports app and meet the virtual players.
Yeah, brilliant performance by the Rockets at the end, at the death, and this is the equation for them. They need 140 runs to win off their 100 balls. Well, what a brilliant performance by Wahab Riaz. I've got Keezy here with me. Keezy, you spoke about how effective he can be at the death with his Yorkers and slow ones, and that's exactly what we saw from him.
Yeah, exactly that, actually. He's less of a factor in the middle or even at the start of an innings, but at the end, he's a genius, and always has been, actually. I remember, we used to play and we used to bowl him 1 over in the power play and then leave him the last 3 in a T20 game, last 3 overs, and he would come on, and I've seen some of the best batsmen in the world, some of the most destructive batsmen in the world struggle to hit him. He's seriously good at the end, and he showed that when you think as well, you've done all the quarantine and all of that. He's done all of that and then gone and done that at the end.
Yeah, it's also about that length he bowls as well, that fuller length. It just gets so difficult to get going against something like that.
Well, it does, and that's the thing. Most bowlers, most great death bowlers or bowlers who bowl at the end, you associate the Yorker with that. But because he's like skiddy and he gets to you quicker than you think, you're not sure if it's a bouncer, you're not sure if it's a slower ball. He gets away with length as well because of the angle that goes across you. So you can't sort of hit that way. He is seriously tough to play, and he's an asset wherever he plays, actually, if he's on song.
Well, things were in control with the Welsh fire at the top because you had somebody like Glenn Phillips. We needed runs from him, and he played a decent knock, started off at run a ball and then sort of changed gears.
Yeah, I think his highest score in the tournament so far was 23, so he'll be sitting there thinking, I better deliver here, actually, because you are under pressure. When you come into a team, you're from another country, so you're one of the overseas players, you need to stand up because the players are looking to you, and especially since Johnny Bairstow's not been there. Johnny Bairstow delivered when he played, so then you need other players to step up, and he did today.
Another thing that we saw today was we spoke about how Rashid Khan is going to be a factor, but they played pretty well against him, didn't give him any wickets today.
No, it was interesting. They started off, actually, they ran him really hard. So they did that, and a lot of teams can start doing this, not just to Rashid Khan. It's quite a big square here, so what they did, bang, will go two, bang, will go two. So that got him on the back foot, and there's not many players that actually do it, where Rashid Khan starts to go for some runs. Most people just look to see him out.
Now, we thought that they're probably going to get enough runs in the end. They set up nicely, but then, of course, the death bowling was really good by them. Thank you so much for your thoughts. We'll be taking a short break. When we do come back, we'll be back with the chase.
Welcome back to Cardiff, where the Trent Rockets require 140 from their 40 balls. Girl talk still rocking the crowd. Bloke in the background doing the lawnmower, I do believe that's called. They've played some absolute beauties tonight. From the cricket perspective, Trent Rockets will be delighted. They had an excellent back end of the Welsh Fire innings. Welsh Fire losing 5 for 14 in 14 deliveries. That thanks to Wahab Riaz and his dead eye. And the real impression he's made in his first appearance for the Trent Rockets, coming in for Marchant de Lange. Just speaking to him, he saw how well de Lange was doing, felt a little bit of pressure. Even someone, Lydia Greenway, as vastly experienced as he, 36 years of age, played the wealth of cricket that he has, still felt a little bit of pressure.
Yeah, you always feel pressure, don't you, when you're replacing someone who's performed so well for their team. I remember that happened out in the Big Bash, actually. It was, Harris Ralph was playing in the Big Bash, and he was actually just standing in for Dale Steyn, but he did brilliantly. And then Dale Steyn came in and didn't do so well. And there's always that problem, but not the case this evening.
Well, a very strong lineup for the Trent Rockets. None more so than this gentleman, Alex Hales, kicking things off at the top. Outstanding career in short form cricket. Helped win the Trent Rockets a couple of games earlier on in the 100 season. And he's going to be up against one of his Nottinghamshire teammates. Countdown clock hit 0. Big Luke Fletcher in for the Welsh Fire as a replacement for Jake Ball. Another fine exponent. Short form cricket. He's got the Australian Darcy Short to bowl to first. Great start from Fletcher. The Bulwell bomber. Not even giving him a name or number, is that new?
There's a few Notts players on show this evening, aren't there? It's interesting when Fletcher came in to bat Samit Patel, made an extra effort just to get that bit closer to him, get a few words in his ear. Bit of a stare from Fletcher.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. The sound off the bat was so crisp. Elegant shot. Not many times you see something elegant in this type of cricket, but that's up there.
Yeah, 80 miles an hour. He hasn't had to do too much here. It was full enough. So the movement really was minimal. It's just that step and swing.
To be honest, I don't think Luke Fletcher needs a name and number. You're not going to miss him. Great character. Been around the game for a long time, one club man. I say that, I think he went on loan somewhere. I want to say Surrey, I think he went to Surrey on loan. And a Nottinghamshire lad. Well bowled, really well bowled. It's his control that has served him so well. Notts teammate to Notts teammate.
Yeah, it's just trying to find a bit of nibble. Slip in place, not a huge pace. Nearly 79 miles an hour, but just looking to tickle that outside edge.
Hales off the mark. 5 balls gone. Welsh Trent Rockets 6 without loss. Sort of game within a game because of the knowledge of the pair of them. I remember I played with Luke Fletcher in the Nottingham League at Papelwick and Limby Cricket Club. Alex Hales was a young lad at Clifton Cricket Club, I think it was. So they've grown up together. So how desperate Hales will want to get one over on Fletcher and vice versa. But also, how desperate he will be to not get smashed, or Hales to not get out.
That's so true. Get bragging rights, don't you, in the changing rooms when you go back to your teams, to the counties. It's the beauty of this competition. You're playing against your teammates from your county, so they generally know each other's games very, very well.
That's been a lovely slant on the competition as well. Something I didn't really think about prior to it kicking off. Now there's a good bowler, David Payne. really like David Payne. Wiry but strong. You just wouldn't think that he bowls at the pace that he does, but he gets up there, high 80s, touching 90 miles an hour. And he was brought into the England side, or the England squad, when the entire side had to isolate the white ball side. He was brought into the squad. I spoke to him. He didn't get a game in those one-day internationals against Pakistan, but he was very emotional about being selected. 30 years old, wondering if he'd ever get his opportunity, but just to be in and around, he was delighted. Crunching shot, but there is protection. All huddled together. It's quite brisk out there now. They're both big coated up.
It's definitely a layers evening, Daggers. Lots of layers on tonight.
And that's very delicately and cleverly played. Third is up inside the circle. Slightly slower delivery from David Payne, but the soft hands and deft touch of Alex Hales runs it down for his first boundary.
Yeah, just fantastic awareness as well from Hales. There is a slip in place, and there's sort of a gully in place as well. And he's just had the awareness of exactly where they were, just being able to guide it, use the pace, not rapid, but enough on it.
And he's got it the other side this time, just a couple of yards to the left-hand side of Luke Fletcher. So a couple of boundaries coming behind square for Alex Hales. Nothing overly extravagant, didn't need to be. 10 balls gone, 15 with that loss. He won't thank me for saying this, by the way, but our fellow commentator Simon Dool was up at Manchester yesterday, and it was very, very cold. I had to lend him a coat. I'm from that area. He's played up in that area before. Who goes to Manchester without a coat? I think he bought a jumper from the club shop. He'll be watching on. Matt Milnes, young Kent seamer, to replace Luke Fletcher. I should say, Bowley has a different end. Tell you what, Darcy Short's only 6 from 7, but goodness me, everything's coming out of the middle.
I was just about to say that, Daggers. You can just see when someone's in good form just how well they pick the lengths up. Hasn't really moved his feet there, but his head position, his hands, very, very good. Saw a lot of him batting with Matthew Wade in the Big Bash a few years ago, Hobart Hurricanes.
A little bit of lift, surprising short. Manages to squeeze it into a gap.
He's a sought-after player, though, isn't he, Darcy Short, in this short format? It's around the world. He offers a bit with the ball as well. Very experienced. Happy to take the game on at the top of the order, and that's what you want. Try and put the bowlers under pressure early. Don't let them bowl at you. So strong down the ground.
Only one appearance for Matt Milnes. One for 28 off his 20 balls. In fact, we saw him at the game against the Oval Invincibles. Clear skies. We weren't as confident that would happen around about 2 o'clock this afternoon. teeming with rain overnight here in Cardiff. Just started way outside of his leg stump, the way he's set up.
Yeah, you can see there he's just gone deep in his crease and he's showed all his stumps to Milne. Milne has been very clever. He's taken the pace off the ball.
That's gone high. There's an opportunity. Extra cover coming round. Comfortable catch. The end of Darcy Short. Graham White it is. With a safe pair of hands, he's an excellent fielder. The first breakthrough made for the Welsh Fire.
Clever from Milnes as well. Just mixing his pace up. Pace off and then pace on. That's just enforced the mistake that's removed Darcy Short. He looked in good nick. He's gone. 7 for him for 9 balls. This is why he just hasn't really timed it.
Just seemed to lift off the pitch as well. You see where it connected with the bat on the maker's name almost. Maybe just a little bit of extra bounce with the pace off. Be interesting to see how the Welsh Fire seamers do chop and change their paces. You can see obvious frustration of Darcy Short. So 15 balls have gone. Do you keep Milnes on? As it turns out, he's not going to continue, even though it was a very tidy set of 5. Only 2 runs conceded, plus the wicket of Darcy Short, but they've turned back to Fletcher. Another aspect is they can use Fletcher at the death as well. Good slower ball, excellent Yorker bowler. So Darren Milan, new man at the crease to come and join Alex Hales. Either goes big or gets a low score. 62, 0, 9 and 51. And there's 4 games, and what a way to get off the mark that is. Can stop running now. It's going to reach the boundary. Just nudged it. Used the pace of the bowler, but it's back down at the right time. And away it scurries to the boundary.
How well has he timed this? Milan moved over onto the offside. He's just flicked it, and he's got the power because he's played it so late. Straight out the middle.
Seen some beautifully timed shots so far in these 16 balls.
Maybe.
I just wonder as well, when you've got a total which isn't, it's not bad. It seems a little under par. I think we'll see lots of chopping and changing from Ben Duckett. He's got Case Armoured, Graham White into the side, Jimmy Neesham. Elias Deploy as well, so he's got plenty of bowling. Slower ball from Fletcher. Brilliant work. Sensational work. Glenn Phillips on the boundary edge. Fabulous fluid movement.
No, we saw him earlier when he was out batting, just how quick he is between the wickets, and that translates to the fielding as well. He's made up the ground, the timing of the slide, quick to his ground, even though it's a bit dewy.
Now the way this has been placed, they're looking for two. Hales wanted it. Oh, and there was still an opportunity. Milan not alert to it. I think he made the decision just a little early.
I think that was good fielding, actually. I think that was Case Ahmed. I know he's fumbled it, but it was the speed in which he got to the ball. And so at the point he was bending down, or that the ball would have been in his hand. And yes, he's fumbled it, but it was just the speed in which he got to the ball that put them off.
So 20 balls have been bowled, 115 to win from 80. This is what it means, tonight's game. Trent Rockets can go top with victory, but it's so congested from 1 to 7 that the Welsh fire. It's Matt Milnes. Even though it's only 80 miles an hour, he's got some good carry through to Tom Banton. So yes, the Welsh fire with victory can move themselves as high as second, depending on the margin of victory, should they achieve that. Just 2 points separating first and seventh. Poor old London Spirit down there on 1.
Yeah, it's good to see how tight the table is, I think, in this sort of competition. Relatively short in terms of the group games, just 8 per team. Play each other once, and then their local derby they play twice, so home and away. And at the moment there's no team really that's run away with it, and that makes it such good viewing. Means everyone's in with a shout leading into those last games, you would hope.
Milnes has bowled very well. Disciplined lines, he's hit the pitch hard. Not express. I think that's the key, really banging the ball into the surface. Clubbed across the line, he's clothed it a little bit. May just hold up before the boundary, as it does. Jimmy Neesham restricting it to 2. Just a fairly ugly heave from Milan. And it's just causing it, those disciplined areas. There's that slow ball. Big Luke gets down. Oh, he's parried it 30 yards. I've never seen a ball parried as far in my entire life. A couple of runs to finish that set of 5 then. Bit quicker as well from Milnes, 88 miles an hour. The power play is done. And the Trent Rockets 30 for 1. They need 110 from 75. We've got stats on pretty much everything. But distance of parried ball. Watch this. Boom! He's parried that from third to backward point. Those great big paws of his. Most importantly, he did his job, stopping it going to the boundary. So another headband warrior in the 100, it's Case Ahmed. Colour coordinated too. 4 wickets in his first game in the 100 against the Northern Superchargers. Only one since, but very, very economical. As it spitters one down the leg side. .109 from 75. Beautifully played. All the way for 4. Again, not overhit from Milan. It was just placement. Just a little nudge. In perfect position. No one's stopping that.
This is such a skillful shot from Milan. He's got in position early, his hands have gone at the ball, and he knows exactly the angle he needs to get it off the bat to beat that fielder just in the ring.
And the wicket now. On a glorious extra cover drive. Classic from Milan. Case Ahmed with a sweep perhaps, or the paddle at the back of his mind, just offering enough width out of the textbook for this. Do love this helmet cam angle. Wonderful. Loppish from Milan. Amazing how quickly you accelerate though. 18 off 9 with those couple of boundaries.
Ball, Case.
Gonna push. Hills a 1-2. So quick across the turf is Glenn Phillips. Excellent, just keeping it to 1. So 99 required from 70 for the Trent Rockets.
.70 balls left. Alex Hales has only faced 12 out of the first 30. Partnership's 24. Oh dear, dragged that one down.
No.
He's got away with it. It's the sort of delivery that when it comes out of your hand, you go, oh no. And just hope that the batter hasn't latched onto it and stuck it 12 rows back.
Absolutely right. But these are also the deliveries that often get a wicket for you.
You have to be a leg spinner for that sort of wicket delivery to take you a wicket. Leggies can get away with anything.
Yeah, but these two are batting really well.
Ball.
I must say, I need some action.
Don't we all? Oh, right. So.
For real, Butch, I really need some action. I'm feeling cold over here, man. I need a DJ to play some tunes so I could be dancing around, keeping the blood warm.
Mate, what you need to do is put a jacket on.
No,
that's what you need to do.
It doesn't.
Man from St. Lucia walking around in a t-shirt. It's freezing.
No, it doesn't match the outfit. It just doesn't. I'm all in grey today. I didn't have a jacket to match. It's all about the swag, the appearance. Got to show out the body. I don't want to cover it.
Nobody can see you in here.
That's why I got social media, mate. Yeah.
Bob.
Anyways,
Now, I've got to ask you.
tell me, talk to me.
Come here after the first 30 deliveries. There's questions in the pod here about whether or not they've started off a little bit slowly and whether they're getting themselves unnecessarily behind. How do you see it?
I think we've got two experienced batters putting in a partnership. The stat says if you lose more than 1 wicket in the power play, you only win in 3 games. So the fact that they know what's on the board, and especially this bowling lineup, they've struggled to defend runs.
Well, we've seen it from Trent Rockets before. We've seen it from Alex Hales before. He just hangs in there, waits until the final 30 balls, the final 20 balls, and then he unleashes. He's hard to stop then.
Yeah, and the good thing about this partnership, whilst Hales is going just over a run a ball,
Nicked, but there's no slip in the 100. And that's run all the way to the boundary for 4.
a bit of luck for Alex Hales. Trying to open up the offside, giving himself room to hit it through the covers.
$50 up for Trent Rockets. 90 needed from 63. It's worth having another look at that delivery from Kazama, just to see how much that delivery to Alex Hales spun. We've seen Graham White get the ball to grip a little bit with orthodox left arm spin. Yeah, it turned a bit, didn't it? Hales gave himself a bit of room, but it gripped. Chance. Taken. Oh, that's a really good catch. Really good. Dawid Malan turns and goes. He's not going to wait for an umpire's decision. It's Jimmy Neesham coming in off the fence at long off, and it's a really good grab.
Situation changes now to the question you asked me earlier. You needed a partnership. You needed Alex Hales and David Malan to take the game deep. That wicket now changes things. It means a new batter coming in, scoreboard pressure. 62 balls gone. Malang departs. He looked really good for 20. 90 for 2.
Well, that's why I asked you the question. I think looking down the list for Trent Rockets, somebody like Lewis Gregory coming in at 6, Samit Patel is down there at 7, Rashid Khan, who strikes 150 plus at number 8. Did they need to be going as slowly as they were in the partnership? That was the point of my question.
But and I was answering you. The partnership they were building, because Hales was taking time, David Malan came in and he got 20 in quick time. So it was adding value to the partnership.
And causing some trouble out there.
Come on, few darts.
Steve Mullaney, I think, thought that was a googly. Just a bit of a wobble for the Rockets of the last set of 10, 51 for 2.
$89 needed, 60 balls left. If I'm breaking this target down, there's a difference between, let me see if my math is good, there's a difference between what, 40, 49 balls? That's just 2 big overs, Butch. 2 big overs, that's what I'll be saying. 2 big overs brings the target closer to the balls. And we've seen in this tournament a block of 5. You get 15. It's a massive difference in a run chase, and that's what is needed.
White switches ends. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with it. It certainly isn't out of sight in terms of the run rate. And as I've said before, all the while Alex Hales is there, there's no problem really. Can you always rely on a guy doing that at the back end of the innings, though? Brilliant from White. Brilliant from White.
That's a brilliant piece of fielding. Almost got Alex Hales. He was jogging, thought it was past him.
And he pulls away again. Keeper's end. Throw's got to go to the keeper. Hales was back comfortably.
I watched Johnny Bessos set up an inning. He was probably 28.
Oh. Mulaney goes downtown and gets a good piece of it. A really good piece. Yeah. Raise the Texas horns.
And that's what having Alex Hales still at the crease could do. The other batter could come, take the risk, let Alex Hales bat through the inning. And again, look, 10 runs, 5 balls. And the fact that Alex Hales is still there, we know he could go bang, bang. And all of a sudden, the pressure is back on the Welsh Fire. As long as Alex Hales is at the crease, they're in with a chance.
Yeah, good stuff from Steve Mulaney. He's kept the momentum going from his end. 45 balls gone, 78 needed from 55. So look at the innings of Darren Milan. Sweep the time ball through straight mid-wicket for 4. Reverse sweep, extra cover drive, all pretty orthodox. And you just see the bat turning in his hand on impact. That ball from Kais Ahmed just gripped in the surface. He was looking to go over extra cover, a favourite area for him. And took an excellent catch from Jimmy Neesham to send him back. Rockets are still very much in the hunt here. David Payne comes in to bowl his second set of 5 with the express target of removing Alex Hales. Oh, bit of bounce there.
Crucial period. There you go, 78 runs needed. 54 balls left. Alex Hales, he's done it before. Can he do it again tonight? He gets 50, his team wins.
The Rockets line up. It's basically Nottinghamshire Outlaws with a couple of ringers, isn't it? Good ringers.
And in a tournament that's you know, games coming quickly. The fact that they've played with each other is a plus. You know, running between the wickets, you know, knowing your partner, knowing what they've done. Like Samit Patel, the amount of games I've heard he's won for knots. You know, all of that comes into play in tournaments like this.
Mulaney is gone. Another partner comes and goes for Alex Hales.
Not what Andy Flower would have wanted. The fact that the Welsh Fire keeps taking wickets, it's going to be very difficult for the Rockets. As you see, Samit Patel, who I just spoke about, coming in. Mulani departs for 11.
Yeah, he'd been sent out there with the express purpose of being the aggressor, trying to find the boundary. Just trying to get that one up and over point, but actually hit it a little bit too well. I got too much blade on it and it went too square. And here he comes. Here is the man that Darren Sammy just mentioned. Samit Patel walks out to the crease at number 5. 77 from 51. Welsh Fire are in there and fighting. Again, with that little quirk that you get with the 100, Alex Hales is lurking at the other end. Feels like he hasn't seen the strike for ages. I suppose the good thing about Hales is that he's so experienced now that he doesn't go cold. He doesn't get anxious about not facing the bowling. He's just biding his time. Good set of, oh no, oh dear. That's Glenn Phillips out there. He's about 180 yards away from us. But I think that was Glenn Phillips. Halfway point then. 74 required from 50 balls. Alex Hales finds himself at the non-striker's end again. Samit Patel, 3 from 1.
It seems like the game plan is Hales bat through as deep as he can, and the other batters around him be the aggressor. Come in and try to take the attack to the bowlers. But you still got to be smart about it.
Oh, chance. Oh dear, oh dear. Tom Banton not having a great night. Left arm spin, leg spin. The ball turning away from Alex Hales has caused him a problem in his career. And he should have been on his way back. That could be extremely costly.
Oh my. Banton.
Actually missed it. Alex Hales on the outside, giving himself that much room. It's a tough chance, but one that a keeper would want to take. Catch that. Let's hit a pad and maybe a bit of glove as well. Hales is, well, he's down, but he's not out. That's the most important thing for the Rockets. 55 balls gone, 71 needed from 45.
No. Hales is trying everything. It's just not getting it together.
This is exactly what happened in that infamous game against the Northern Superchargers at Trent Bridge. All the way back on the 26th of July, Hales could not find the middle of the bat. And if you remember, there was that incident with an intruder on the field. Ben Stokes insisted that the ball was replayed. Hales then hits the ball for 6 through Ben Stokes' hand, and suddenly the whole thing was different.
Well, I don't think we will have an intruder today. I'm hoping not. But you know he could just hit. Oh,
Leading edge, safe.
the ball seems to be gripping a little bit more from this end. We saw White previous 5 balls.
No heroics this time. Alex Hales has gone. Kais Ahmad has a second wicket, and it is the biggest of fish.
He tried everything the last few balls. He just never got going. It only Parrish trying to take on the leg spinner, Kais Ahmad.
Tom Banton gets a reprieve. Ahmed gets his man, and he has bowled quite beautifully. Of the 2 Afghanistan leg spinners we've seen tonight, Rashid Khan is clearly the more famous or the more infamous. Kais Ahmad has bowled the ball a little bit slower, naturally bowls the ball slower than his more illustrious compatriot, has got the ball to spin and grip more than Rashid Khan did in the first innings. And now I ask you the same question again. Alex Hales is now out, and that rate is up.
Oh, it's a different ball game now. It's a different ball game, but they got the batting lineup. If they could just still last 20 balls requiring 50-odd runs.
Slip in place, Welsh fire on the attack. Ahmad has 6 deliveries left. Not sure the Rockets can afford to just pat them back either now. Beautiful, beautifully bowled. It's another fabulous set of 5 from Kais Ahmad. 40 balls left, 69 required for the Rockets.
It's good to see Kais Ahmad back in the wickets. And maybe that's the reason Welsh is at the bottom of the table. One game, he got 4 wickets. But since then, the wickets have dried up. Now he's back into the wicket column. You could see how it's a different game when leg spinners take wickets in the middle. It puts the batting team under so much pressure.
White into his last 5. Sam Patel advancing and not making contact. The interesting thing for me is that you've got the leg spinner and the left arm spinner of White bowling in tandem, switching ends. I've not seen a left-hander. Not seen Tom Moore's.
That's a good point. But knowing Andy Flower, he always loved the left-right combination.
Oh yeah, you've got two bowlers whose danger delivery is moving away from the right-hander. You might have seen the left-hander in there to try and negate that, but not yet.
Ball. You go. No. Sam, it never been.
I think he saw Samit Patel coming down.
He's a really good performer, Graham White. Watched him for Northants over the years, and he takes a lot of wickets. Very often White's out of the park. Yeah, Samit didn't get hold of it, but you don't have to, these short straight boundaries here at the Swalek. And boy, they needed that.
Yeah, you could see Samit was itching for a ball tossed up to him. And they just gave him that length. And with the aggressive intent, barely got it over the field over long on.
Oh, he tries to go again. Duckett backpedals. I think that's Neesham again. Flying in off the fence. Goodness gracious me, it was Jimmy Neesham. Ben Duckett never got his feet in the right place to turn and get after it. It was Neesham coming in behind him with the one-handed diving effort. Samit Patel living dangerously now.
Yeah, they need to go. They need the runs. But that ball was in the air for so long. Like you said, Duckett didn't look like he wanted to go for that catch.
Well, that's the end of White. 1 for 28 from 20 balls for him. He was unlucky, could have picked up a couple of wickets. Now it's Jimmy Neesham, and this is the moment in the game. Neesham picked up wickets at the Oval earlier on in the week. But he's one of those types of bowlers who bowls at the sort of pace that batsmen fancy. And he can go around the park. 4, first ball. Delicate from Samit Patel.
Oh. That's a touch player right there. I always wonder, fast bowlers, footman up, but yet still you put pace on the ball. And good players who could break the wrist will get that ball to third man, like Samit Patel did. And you're right. First ball 4. And Neesham could go around the park.
Oh, Samit Patel is furious with himself. He didn't make contact with that. Mid-off is up inside the circle. And all he had to do was get it over him. The ball was in the slot.
Oh.
All he found was fresh air.
That was truly in the slot. Right in the zone. Oh my goodness, I wish I was batting. I would have thrown the kitchen sink at it just like Samit did, but I would probably hold my shape a little better.
Oh. 6. Oh, hang on. No, it's gone all the way. Gone all the way. I couldn't see how the fielder out there was going to keep that in. It's Lewis Deploy out there at deep mid-wicket. And like Darren Samit Patel is fancying Neesham.
Tried his best. He was off the ropes because he was trying to prevent the 2. Couldn't stop the 6.
Six more. 6 more. Neesham is the man they fancy.
It's a big gamble. We spoke about it. Yes, it could get you wickets, but so often he travels. Samit Patel taking a liking to Neesham.
Touch of class this from Samit Patel. Little hip flick, Gordon Greenwich style. Look him up, youngsters. You can find Gordon Greenwich on YouTube, I'm sure you can. 30 balls to go. Rockets need 41 from 30.
Oh, that was a good 5 balls from Samit Patel. Got him back into this game. They were just stalling. Now it is 41 from 30. And this is a big 5 balls from probably the best bowler so far tonight, Qais Ahmed.
Pretty good player, Samit Patel, though. Experienced campaigner. Just keeps going. Seems to be getting better with age, Samit. Really up the tempo.
Got to watch for that. Got to watch for that one. Just slides through and does you for length.
This is the danger over this one, isn't it, Rob? Best bowler into the attack. No real risk this over.
That's hit well. Should be picked up. They don't do the sort of pop-up relay because it was always going to be 2.
That's it for me, Rob. Sensible cricket shots. The sweep, it's a good option. It's quite open out there. There's no mid-wicket in. All the men on the leg side out on the boundary, except for a short, fine leg.
Stepped again, not going to carry. Just one bounce out to man at deep mid-wicket. That's right, they realise that he's not going to bowl after this. He'll be done, Qais Ahmed. One more ball. Here we go. This is Samit Patel's power hitting. First one he didn't get hold of. Second one not too bad, and then that one just a flick. Big ball this one. One ball left in Qais Ahmed's spell. Oh, try and hit it harder, Samit. Well, bowl Qais Ahmed. His job is done for the night.
Well, he was going for the power hit then, wasn't he? They're the best bowler, as we said. He's out the attack now. It's good news for Trent Rockets. Ben Duckett can't go to him anymore. Qais Ahmed, fantastic performer. He really delivered tonight. Ben Duckett's going to do some thinking now. He's not quite sure. Matt Milnes is going for, who impressed me the first time I saw him just a few nights ago. He's now got a name and number. He's earned that name and number on the shirt now.
Yeah, generally for Kent he does red ball work and he's been excellent for them. This is a different game altogether. Starts with a slow ball. Generally, Goffey, pace off has been harder to hit.
It has. I think bowling as well, when they're hitting against the wind, it's not a bad option. It means you just have to hit it even harder. So yeah, I expect them to bowl into the pitch, slower balls. When the Trent Rockets are hitting into the wind.
They still have plenty of batting to come. It's It's a good shot, just be a single.
Again, ball into the wicket from Mills. Taking the pace off the ball. Just got that feeling, haven't you, Samit Patel? Fancies a big one here.
I think you're right. Cool. Can he throw the stumps? Doesn't matter. Just ends up holding on to it. He was looking for that big shot. Just sort of sat up and said, hit me as hard as you can.
I think we've seen what he's going to do though now, Matt Mills. He's going for that balling into the pitch. Slow deliveries. What's that, 3 in a row?
Must be tempted for the quicker one though.
At some point. You would like to think, but you can't think for him.
Do you do it now? Or you just keep going for slower balls because it's working?
Yorker, this ball.
Pretty much the opposite.
To be fair, he's got away with that one. I thought that was high.
That's the thing you have here at Cardiff. Generally, as we always say, it's very short, straight, and you get a lot of cover out square of the wicket. Much more room, much more protection. Yeah, I think you're right. He has got away with that.
He got away with it.
34 from 21. And this time just a thick inside edge. That ball was in the slot. 20 balls left, 33 runs needed. Oh, I think we're going to have a timeout. Here we go. Who we got there? Malloy, Andy Flower, Tom Moore's the next man in, you'd think, and obviously the 2 batsmen and the 12th man. You're one of those chats. For all that, you just say keep going.
And Andy's a bit deeper than that. Having played with him at Essex, he'll be working out exactly. He'll know exactly who's going to bowl, who they should target, which areas they should target. That's Andy Flower. Always been a deep thinker. I remember sitting in the dressing room, when you're there, and towards the end of your career, you're thinking, what is this guy on? Is he looking too deep into the game? But that's why he's gone on to be a successful coach. He lives the game. The strange one is there, the Welsh Fire, they had no coaching representatives out there. They just let them get on with it. Are they allowed, or is it just a batting team?
They could have done, but I don't mind that actually. Let the players get on with it.
You're the beauty, are you? Just get on with it. What's the point of having a manager?
David Payne. Out into the leg side, but there's a fielder there. Generally, they've been pretty good protecting square of the wicket.
Well, that's definitely a plan, isn't it? I mean, they're balling into the pitch now. They're realising that straight are the shorter options. make a mitt to mid-wicket. Wide mid-on, that's the area. Huge. The way these guys hit the ball these days, I mean, there's no boundary safe.
Really shot as well that Samit Patel, we've seen it once already, is maybe third man up in the circle, just deflect one. And we tried just to try and get it just past that third man. There's two men back on the offside. Deep cover and a deep backward point. But if you can beat that third man who's very fine.
I don't mind a batsman trying to play that shot, you know, at the end. I'd rather him try and do that delicate shot, which might come off, than him try and hit with his body weight straight down the line.
Got to be a big shot soon. Oh, has he got enough of it? Samit Patel, yes he has. Really good from Samit Patel. The pressure was just starting to build. The Welsh fire were going well just for a few balls. Samit Patel has switched it back onto them.
Well, there's your better option. Dragged into the pitch again, wanting him to hit to that longest part of the ground, but he connected. I said these guys, they hit the ball a long way. There's no boundary safe. Straight down the pitch, used his feet nice, light little scissor kick, and he smashes it over deep mid-wicket. Just what the Trent Rockets needed. 26 of 17 balls needed.
Now, every boundary is becoming crucial. It just completely switches the way you see the game. Back at the captain, just trying to work out exactly where he wants that mid-wicket fielder. Smash straight back down the ground. Ends up with just a single. Good work from long on.
We're saying about the pace of Payne here when he's bowling, and he could be the one they've really targeted in that timeout. This is the man to hit left-handed. Try and hit him straight, and if he drags it down, pull him over mid-wicket. It's worked so far with Samit Patel. Got hold of one. Tried again. Straight down to the fielder at long on.
Gregory's just watched on. Samit Patel, 40 from 19. Bowled him. Perfect Yorker. Absolutely dead straight. Right on the money. Hang up, we might have a no ball here. Oh, what a shame. Talk about delivering under pressure, getting the Yorker in just right, but you just go over that line. And now even worse, it's a free hit.
That's a disaster for Welsh fire. You think you've got the wicket, the umpire's got his arm out for a no ball. The skipper, Trent Rockets skipper Lewis Gregory, just tried to flip him, didn't he, over that short fine leg. Here we go. Go on, take him down, Fletch. He's a big man. He avoided Fletch. Yeah, it's the best idea, mate, just to avoid. Luke, the stewards are here now. Yeah, all safe.
Yeah, we got a few people just running on the pitch. So there's a delay, but you saw that was a massive no ball in the end. He was a long way over. There was just a chance to regroup. Quickly, you talk about a six going and changing everything. That Yorker, that wicket could have been defining. It's like whoever ran on had a satellite phone or something and he's left it on the pitch.
Like an house brick.
Like that Dom Jolly.
You always get one, don't you? They're enjoying themselves at the cricket. There's probably one too many. No one armed.
Right, well, Payne just has to gather himself. He's got one more ball left in this 5. How many's he bowled? So he will have 5 left after this one. He's got plenty of options with the ball. Trent Rockets, you can see, there's lots of batting. Even Wood there. He's a decent batsman. He's got 100 in first-class cricket, so he's no mug with the bat. Gregory is just doing a captain's job here. He's allowing Samit Patel to go at the other end.
Free hit. coming up. Been a delay. But the three, here he comes.
Another good Yorker. They want a couple. Good running, Samit Patel.
Yeah, it was good running. They were always going to go on the Samit's end, though, wasn't they? Lewis Gregory's rapid between the crease. But Samit.
Oh, this could have been a big moment because that was middle stump out the ground. But unfortunately for the Welsh Fire and Payne, it was a big no ball. He was a long way over that front line. They just quickly had to regroup. And then he had a free hit as well. Had to bowl for a free hit because of the no ball. But actually came back from that pretty well.
Again, nightmares. My old coach, Steve Oldham, Yorkshire, would have been shouting hands on hips. Get back. Another tenner would have cost me.
Matt Milnes. Not out of the middle, is it enough? Good work out there at long on. Jimmy Neesham, he's one of the better fielders in the game.
He's been busy tonight as well. He's been all over the shop. Took a great catch, a great effort. One which he just didn't get to. Some great fielding there. Might not have had a good day with the ball. 17 off his 5 deliveries.
Oh, that sounded good. That sounded very good. Another maximum. 6 runs for Gregory.
Well, they've come on strong under the Trent Rockets. Looked in doubt at one stage, but these two have been magnificent. Samit Patel and Lewis Gregory. Partnership of 56, just 31 balls. Again, another lovely shot to the leg side. Fullish on leg stump. Just clipped it off his legs. Cleared the ropes again. Great striking of a cricket ball from Lewis Gregory.
On a ball now, 13 from 13. Oh, well, that is just smashed. Cream through the offside. Not a great delivery. He's gone full. So often he's used the pitch and he's bowled it into the surface, just short, but slower balls and everything. Now he's gone full. He's getting dispatched.
Well, that's the strange thing here, Rob. We were talking about when they've been bowling, where they're hitting against the wind, they tend to have bowled into the pitch. But when they're hitting with the wind, the bowlers tend to try to bowl full up. Now, that doesn't make sense to me.
We were talking about something that was working. Every single time it was a slower ball. No one really got hold of it at all.
And they've changed it the last, what, 4 or 5 deliveries? And we've seen boundary after boundary.
That's the problem when you have those timeouts. Start overthinking it. And then he tries to go back to it, but then he sort of lost his rhythm and the pressure's starting to get to him.
No, I'm not having that. They didn't overthink it because they didn't have their coach out there with them, speaking to them about their options. Andy Flower from the Trent Rockets and all his other coaches were all out there. The communication, Rob, was clear. You know that communication.
Well, let me tell you that since that timeout, it's just been shocking. Another wide. You can see what he's trying to do. He's trying to just give him nothing onto the leg side. Because he likes to drag it onto the leg side, he's trying to bowl it wide of the off stump, but he's just too wide.
Well, there's no point now. You just a ball at the stumps. He needs 7. He's 7 off 12 balls. There's no point in bowling dot balls now, Rob. You're going to go for glory.
Yeah, you need those wickets. That full straight ball that Payne bowled off a no ball. That's what he needs again now, Milnes. Oh, that bottom hand. So comfortable dragging it onto the leg side as a batsman.
Would you say it's, as a batsman, would you say it's easier to hit to the leg side or easier to hit to the offside?
Much easier, especially when you want to hit it hard into the leg side, because you use your stronger hand, your bottom hand. You think of all kids, as soon as whenever they pick up a bat, when they're learning, they just hit everything leg side. Well, they are one hit away. Samit Patel is on 40. And that will do. Samit Patel, what a knock that has been from him when he came to the wicket.